Alright, welcome back. We're here today to discuss about the AEW Forbidden Door pay-per-view for 2026 preview and predictions video. I'll also be including the betting odds as well as I did in the last video for the Night of Champions event. So let's get into it. First thing we have on BetUS is the AEW Continental Championship on the line. Jon Moxley against Bandito. Jon Moxley is a minus 1,600 favorite, while Bandito is a plus 600. Folks, this ain't worth your fucking time. I'm gonna say Bandito. I really got a feeling, just a feeling, that Bandito's gonna win. And I'm gonna explain to you why. This might actually tell you if they have enough brains to tell a story here. We got Will Ospreay in the group. Will Ospreay's working his way to getting a world title event at All In. He's gonna win the Owen Hart Cup Finals for the men. That's a given. I don't think Swerve is winning this match. That would be absolutely absurd. At this point, we need to go Will Ospreay to move into the world title picture. Who he faces, Kenny Omega or MJF, that's to be seen. I'm hoping MJF, but I'm going to lean towards Kenny Omega at this point, based on where we're going here. And I think Bandito winning the Continental Championship this close to leading towards All In. Jon Moxley not holding a title for this group as a leader. Bringing in an outsider who was injured, looking for revenge, and they brought him in, and he turned into a winner while Jon Moxley is no longer a champion. They might be looking for a replacement. Now, I know that's the same run-on shit through the fucking Bullet Club type shit, the NWO type shit. Well, NWO always had Hulk Hogan, but they kind of went around and around and around about it. But, bottom line, the Judgment Day have been doing it. So they're doing they could end up doing a Bullet Club type number on Jon Moxley here. Turning him a full-blown babyface. No more confusions, no more anything. Will Ospreay could end up being a heel. He turns on fucking Kenny Omega during the match. And, maybe they go ahead and they have the match. Kenny Omega ends up losing. They have a good match, yada yada yada, and then the Death Riders come in, and Jon Moxley's celebrating with them, and he beats the fucking shit out of Jon Moxley, and they turn on Jon Moxley, and there you go. That is the only potential reason why I could say Bandito wins this match. I'm going to even go out on a limb, and I might even lose, so don't take my word for it. But I think Bandito might win the Continental Championship, just from that reason alone. Other than that, if anything, I'll say Jon Moxley wins. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say Bandito wins based on that type of storyline that could develop. So that's just my personal opinion. But I'm going to take the risk of saying Bandito wins. Even though the odds say completely different. I think they need to do a little bit of a change up. Surprise some people. And give Bandito the Continental Championship. It's not like it's the end of the world if Jon Moxley loses to fucking Bandito. Who's been doing great work for this company. And it will help develop a storyline where Jon Moxley is removed from the Death Riders. And Will Ospreay takes over. What sweeter revenge can Will Ospreay get by going ahead and having the group that Jon Moxley created to turn on him and have Will Ospreay's side? I think that would be fantastic shit. We're seeing Daniel Garcia developing a friendship with him. Why can't he convince everyone else to do the same? Leading into All In. There's definitely a story there. That would be great stuff. So I'm going with Bandito to win the Continental Championship. Following that, we got, obviously, Will Ospreay against Swerve Strickland. He's a minus 2,500. You gotta bet $25 just to win $1 back. This is fucking insane odds. This is why I'm not even touching this shit. I mean, I'm okay with anything below 1,000. A minus 1,000, because then you can, like, throw $9, $10 at it if it's in that kind of range. Or anything below that, because, you know, this is predetermined shit. So, I mean, if you're going to go ahead and throw money down, let it be some normalized odds underneath a minus 1,000. I mean, granted, I'm kind of being a little bit lenient here. Most people would prefer their odds to be below a minus 300 or within the minus 200 range or below that when they're betting. But this is predetermined shit, so you're not taking as much of a risk when you're throwing as much money on something that's have high odds. That's just my viewpoint, but it is what it is. Will Ospreay's winning that match, obviously. I'm not changing my mind about that. Adam Copeland, Christian Cage defending the tag team titles against the Dogs of David Finlay, Clark Connors. Minus 3,000 on Adam Copeland, Christian Cage. Holy fuck. David Finlay and Clark Connors plus 900. I'm not even touching that. That is not even worth anyone's fucking time. So I'm going with that. Then we have, what the flying fuck are we doing here? We got the AEW Steel Cage. We got the Steel Cage 12-man tag team. Well, it's not a tag team match, but it's a 12-man Steel Cage match. And they got Team MJF as a minus 1,000? Huh? Team Briscoe plus 550? Holy shit in Toledo. Brother, you're taking the fucking Team Briscoe to win for plus 500. You throw $5 on that shit, you're winning back $25 fucking dollars easy. There you go. That's a fucking great. I may even throw a bet on that, but I have to deposit at least $20 when I'm using my debit card on this shit. This is why I don't like doing offshore bets. They're so fucking annoying. You have to do this shit off of the... It sucks. That's another reason why I don't care for it. But yeah, Team Briscoe, I'm going with them plus 550. Holy shit, that's a fucking upset alert beyond belief. I don't know where they came up with this fucking odds. These people are crazy. This is free money, man. Team Briscoe's winning this shit. I'm going with Team Briscoe plus 550. Throw $5 at it. There you go. Problem solved. There's some fucking money for you. Kenny Omega against Zack Sabre Jr. I'm taking Kenny Omega minus 1,600. Jesus Christ. Zack Sabre Jr. plus 600. You're not winning nothing here. Don't even bother with it. It's not even worth your fucking time. The IWGP World Championship is going to be on the line with Shota Umino Jr. minus 500 against Pac. I'm going to go with the current champion. I don't think they're going to swap the titles or anything. They might, but I wouldn't even put a bet on this. Not even with it being minus 500. I wouldn't even drop anything on any of this right here. This is not worth it. It could go either way, but I'm going to go with the champion, Shota Umino Jr. to retain. They got Tekla defending the women's championship against Starlight Kid. Tekla's a minus 1,600, and Starlight Kid is plus 600. Look, Tekla's winning. She's retaining the fucking title. I don't feel like she's got a shot in hell of losing this belt to Starlight Kid. I don't care what the rumors are going on around the wrestling world about how Starlight Kid is the most liked wrestler outside of AEW by Tony Khan. It ain't happening. Title ain't coming off of this woman at all. She is the best fucking character on his show. He has got to be smart enough and realize that Tekla is the one that needs to go into All In and defend this women's title. And that's the direction I would go. Straight up. So I'm going with Tekla. End of story. Then we got the last match that I'm going to talk about here is the Women's Owen Hart Cup Finals with Mercedes Moné and Maya World. I've heard information about Maya World's current situation. A family member, I think it was her brother, who died in a car crash. He's felt bad for her, so he's giving her kind of a push through this tournament, which is nice of him to do that. I mean, Athena and Mercedes Moné would have been the direction I would have gone with, but he's a nice dude. I like Tony Khan. I just wish he would improve on his storytelling. His storytelling and his personal, the way he is as a person, are two different things. I love who he is as a person. I love that he has a passion for the business, but he needs to get he needs to get storylines on these weekly televised shows, or otherwise it is just nothing more than just an indie wrestling show. And that's fine, but we don't need a weekly show for that, if that's the direction he wants to go. I prefer, if I'm going to watch indie wrestling, I would prefer events like UFC and boxing, doing it that way. Because I don't care to watch a wrestling show on a week-to-week basis with no storyline whatsoever. If you're giving me events, that's fine. Give me events. But these are supposed to tell stories to get you hyped up for the major event that you're trying to get people to buy. So give them a story to tune in for. Vice versa with WWE. You're being forced, unless you're using ESPN, for other things to watch, such as the NFL, the NBA, hockey, PFL even, because PFL is an MMA or boxing for those reasons. If you're interested in watching those other items that go on that show or on that subscription platform, then that's one thing. But you're also paying $29.99 specifically for wrestling. You are being forced to pay $30 a month to watch a wrestling pay-per-view. That is insane. For a show that doesn't tell a fucking story at all. And doesn't even have good wrestling on top of it anymore. The wrestling has dropped heavily. They're filtered with fucking commercials. So, why am I gonna care? I'm not. But getting back on topic here. I think that, yes, Maya World might had a terrible situation. I think her push is going to come to an end. I believe that Mercedes Moné is going to win this match. She's going on to the All-In pay-per-view to face Tekla for the world title. And I think Mercedes Moné is winning this match at All-In. I think she is going to become the women's world champion. I think that's the proper direction to go. I mean, do I want Tekla to win and retain it All-In? I would love to see that, but it's time to give Mercedes Moné her flowers. She's fucking put other people over in certain aspects. I think I'm being a little too considerate here. Well, she did put over Chris Statlander. She was the fucking women's world champion, and she ended up winning. Not that it did anything for her, because Creative failed her. Thank you, TK, for doing that. Now she's got no direction, and she's worried about a TBS Women's Championship. How retarded is that? Come on, guys. That sucks. But yeah, I'm going to go with Mercedes Moné. She's a minus 300. Maya World is a plus 200. But yeah, I'm taking Mercedes Moné to win this matchup. I have no concerns or worries about this. I think Mercedes Moné is a definite lock for this event. She's going to win, and she's moving on to the women's world title at All-In. So that's basically it, guys. That's all I have for you at this time, so you know what to do. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And I thank you guys very much for watching, and have a great night.